how crazy this trade ended up playing out to be. I mean, this would have been a crazy return. This probably would have been like a 2,000 percent return. Look how crazy this trade is. And I got in right here, like right at market opens, and it's a Friday 0 DTE. But let me break down why I got in this trade and why I got out at the specific zone that I got out at, and break everything down. So let's start off with the first thing. First things first, market structure. Second thing, supply and demand. Third thing is going to be entry. So I'm looking for these three things whenever I'm entering a trade. So in this case, I took this trade right around market open. So like right when market opens, probably like at 9:33, and it just ended up shooting up, right? So let me show you exactly what happened and where I got in. So, well, obviously, first let's look at the overall bias, the overall direction. So if I look at this on the 15 minute, so let's delete this. So if I look at this on the 15 minute, you can see that it looks like we look bearish, right? If you look at this, structure has been tanking for like the last 5 days, and we looked bearish, right? So we had low, we had, just bearish momentum, bearish structure. So I went to the 5 minute, and if I don't see a clear direction in the 15 minute, then I go to the 5 minute. So in the 5 minute, what I saw was something different. So I was seeing a shift in real time on the 5 minute, and as you can see right here, this is where the shift was. So this right here was the low, this right here was the high, and this was the last high before that low. So this right here, if we break above this, then it's going to create a change of character. And that's exactly what we got right here. Right here, we got an actual change of character. So in this case, I would put change of character, right? Or market structure shift, whatever. We'll call it change of character in this case. Fuck it. So we had a change of character, right? We had a shift in structure. But like I said, it's going to happen on the lower time frame before it happens on the higher time frame. So on the on the 15 minute, there was no shift. It was still tanking to the downside. But on the 5 minute, it was already shifting. So if you look at this right here around 9:25, we already got to tap in and we already got that good rejection. So I wasn't able to enter right around here, which ideally that's where I wanted to enter off of. So I had to go on to the 1 minute right when market opens because I knew this was going to be a tricky entry, or not a tricky entry, but this was going to be I had to get a good entry on this, because if you know anything about 0 DTE, trading 0 DTE, then you know that not even trading 0 DTE, but also trading right at market opens, it can fucking kill you. It can, like, you can get stopped out and lose even more than you were expecting to lose by a lot. Like real shit. Like, because when market opens, we either go in one direction with a lot of momentum or we go in another direction with a lot of momentum, right? So in this case, I'm using my analysis to predict that it's going to go into the upside. But there's times where even like the best technical analysis, I can have the best breakdown of everything and structures leading me to believe that we're going up. But then right when market opens, it goes up a little bit and then it just tanks to the downside. So you have to be very, very careful. And not even just that, it's 0 DT as well. So these contracts burn out quick. So at this point, I got in a little late. I will say that I did get in a little late. I got in like right here. Um, and the reason being is because because here's the thing. This was the candlestick that opened. So we came up here, came up here, came up here, and then I was thinking like, damn, is it too late to enter this trade? And it was, because we're all the way up here. So then once it came back down and it closed like this is where I was thinking like, okay, I gotta make a move now. I gotta make a move now. I gotta make a move now. We already tapped into this demand zone that was right here, and as you can see, I forgot to break down the demand zone. So let me break down the demand zone, because that is actually the second thing that I look for. So my bad, I got too ahead of myself. But this candlestick caused this. Let me zoom it up. This candlestick right here caused this impulse move up, causing the change of character. So this right here is a valid demand zone. And as you can see, once we tapped in, we got that good rejection. Now I wasn't able to get in earlier, of course, because the market wasn't open. But once we got that rejection and we were right here, it was actually like a very good rejection. So at this point, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, fuck, we already got number one, which is market structure. So let me put this right here. Number one, which is market structure. We already got that checked off. We already got a supply zone. So we already got S&D. Now I'm just getting an entry. So this is where the last piece of the puzzle. I'm entering off of the last piece of the puzzle, and I'm entering more off of a rejection entry. And a rejection entry is basically entering based off of how the candlesticks are reacting. So in this case, it gave me a decent reaction, this one, but the way this closed right here gave me an even better reaction. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This right here was even better reaction because of how it closed. As you can see, we came up down into here, and then we just like wicked, and this is leading me to believe that it doesn't want to drop and it wants to reject, especially because um we already tapped into a demand zone. So this is giving me even more confirmation. We tapped into a demand zone. We're rejecting like this in an area where we already tapped into a demand zone. So this is giving me even more confirmation. So at this point, that's where I got in. And then my price target was around here, but I ended up getting out somewhere along the lines of here. And bro, it was a banger trade. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was a very good trade. Played out perfectly. Like these are the trades that I really enjoy because it's fucking. It didn't take long. It didn't take long at all. This took like what, 2 minutes, maybe less than 2 minutes, probably like a minute and 30 because I really got in right here. Um, yeah, so probably like a minute and 30, or probably even less, like a minute, literally a minute. And these are my favorite trades because they don't take long, they're quick, and they happen right at market open. So you don't have to be on the computer. I don't have to be on my laptop for like hours. And it ended up playing out, and it's the same shit. Like it's the same shit that I'm always explaining in all of my videos. It's the same thing. What is it? Market structure. Okay. Where's it at? I don't want to go all the way over here. Let's see. It's the same thing, right? That I go over in every single video. If you haven't watched any of my videos, go watch them. But market structure, supply and demand, and entry, it is the same thing every single time. I'm not using any other ideology or methodology. I meant strategy. I'm using this and this alone. Okay, that's all I'm using. And I'm telling you, like it works because it's so simple. It is so simple. And I trade the same ticker. Do I care about missing out on trades? I really don't give a fuck. I could care less about missing out on a trade. You know, like there's so many days to trade. And if I miss one or not miss, but if I don't see a good opportunity one day, that's not gonna hurt me. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna like get affected because I got other shit that I gotta do. But it's very simple. Like this strategy and catching these opportunities is very simple. There's no need to complicate it. And the crazy part is that I actually caught the whole reversal, and I wasn't planning on catching the reversal, but um or the whole yeah, well, I guess this is a reversal because we were dropping, but I basically caught the whole reversal. And I'm not like, that's not my goal. My goal is not to catch the reversal. That is not my goal. And the reason why it's not my goal, because it's a very difficult task to try to do every single time that you trade in the markets. I mean, it can be very rewarding, but it can be like, it's also very, very difficult, because how many times are we shifting structure? And not even just that, is you're gonna try to like predict that we're going to shift, and you're going to enter on trades that don't even make sense. And this is what I was doing at first, right? Just trying to enter trades where we had a reversal. And right here, I wasn't really planning on entering off of a reversal. I just saw that we had a change of character right here. We tapped into this demand zone, and I waited for an entry, and that's when I got in. Now, of course, it would have been better if I would have held for a little longer, like probably right here to this gap got filled up right here. But basically the same thing. But maybe that would have been a little bit better. But still, at the end of the day, it was a very good trade. And like I said, I used the same exact formula, the same exact strategy, market structure. I identified that first. Once I identified that we had a shift on the 5-minute structure, then I went on to and looked for a supply zone. Once I found this supplier demand zone. Once I found this demand zone, then guess what? I just waited for an entry. We already got a good entry right here, but I can't just enter off the rip. You know what I'm saying? I can't just enter off the rip right when market opens. I have to be a little patient and wait, to see how things play out, because a lot of the times, like I said, markets will just open and they'll just literally just reverse on you for no reason. So that's why I waited. But then I saw that entry right here, as you can see, and then I took that entry, and then the rest is history. Now, of course, I could have held this for a little longer and I could have made more profits, but I really don't care. Like all I care about is my, me entering off of actually trading my strategy, like me trading my actual strategy, and entering off of that rather than trying to enter off of other things like other strategies or doing other shit. Like I think it's better if you just stick to your strategy and just keep working at it and keep getting better at it. But this was the trade that I took today. It was very simple. And yeah, if y'all got any questions, y'all can ask me them down in the comments below, or you can hit me up on Instagram. I'll leave it down there in the description. So other than that, that's basically it. And that was my trading day for today.